Welcome to a brief presentation of the 2022 Regional Transportation Plan and Active Transportation Plan update. Both plans are being prepared by the Lake Area Planning Council, which serves as the Regional Transportation Planning Agency for the Lake County region. The Lake APC Board is made up of 2 county supervisors from the County of Lake and 2 city council members from each of its 2 incorporated cities, the City of Lakeport and the City of Clear Lake. 2 at-large members are also appointed to serve as directors, rounding out the board's 8-person makeup. The primary advisory bodies for the Lake APC include the Technical Advisory Committee, which consists of public works and community development officials from each of the 3 jurisdictions, as well as representatives from the California Highway Patrol, the Lake Transit Authority, and the Caltrans District 1 office. A second important advisory body to the Area Planning Council is the Social Services Transportation Advisory Council. This group advises on matters involving transit-dependent individuals within the region, including the elderly, disabled, and persons of limited means. Additional duties of the Lake Area Planning Council include the administration of the Call Box Program, otherwise known as the Lake Service Authority for Freeway Emergencies. And finally, Lake APC council members also serve a separate role as the board for the Lake Transit Authority. The primary function of the Lake APC is to allocate federal and state transportation funds to projects within the Lake County region. Funding is derived from a variety of state and federal programs, each having separate goals, addressing public needs ranging from road safety to greenhouse gas emissions reduction to the promotion of healthy lifestyles through active forms of transportation like walking or biking. Lake APC also assists regional and local agencies, including public works departments of the county and cities, as well as the region's transit agency, in identifying or applying for potential funds for priority projects. These can often be time-consuming processes, especially for staffs of local agencies that might lack the resources or time to compete for such funds. Finally, as the Regional Transportation Planning Agency, the Lake APC is tasked with preparing the region's long-range transportation planning document. This Regional Transportation Plan helps guide the decision-making process by setting long-range transportation goals for the region. So what is the Regional Transportation Plan? As noted, it is the area's long-range planning document for all forms of transportation throughout Lake County and its cities. It covers a 20-year horizon and is updated every 4 years to reflect changing conditions in the region over time. Its main purpose is to promote safe and efficient transportation for the movement of people and goods throughout the region. Examples of this are found in projects improving unsafe road conditions or dangerous intersection crosswalks, or else reducing congestion to improve trucking delivery routes. Basically, anything that helps to connect community members with areas both within or outside of their immediate surroundings. The plan includes all transportation modes in Lake County, such as highways, streets and roads, transit services, pedestrian facilities, and bicycle lanes, among others. This update process also covers an update to the Active Transportation Plan. So what is the Active Transportation Plan? This is a plan that focuses on improving and integrating bicycle and pedestrian networks throughout the region. Essentially, it is a focused form of transportation that deals with non-motorized or active transportation. Projects within the Active Transportation Plan are eligible to apply for grants under a specific state program known as the Active Transportation Program. This is a highly competitive grant program that rewards well-planned, high-priority projects which are evaluated as part of the Active Transportation Plan. Lake County adopted its first Active Transportation Plan in 2016. Prior to that, the Regional Transportation Plan would normally include a section or element that covered non-motorized forms of transportation. For the previous RTP update in 2017, it was decided that the 2016 Active Transportation Plan would now serve as that component of the RTP, and both plans will be updated in conjunction from that point on. The Active Transportation Plan therefore serves 2 purposes, one as the non-motorized element, and also as a standalone document for projects that can potentially be funded by future rounds of the Active Transportation Program. Identifying needs and priorities for the region is a big part of either plan. There are plenty of needs to choose from for each transportation mode, whether they are on state highways or local roads, or serve bicycle and pedestrian purposes, or public transit, etc. Identifying those needs is important, but prioritizing may be even more so. This is done by soliciting feedback from local public works departments, state agencies, tribal governments, and your voices from the general public to determine how the next 20 years worth of improvements should unfold. Prioritizing is especially important because there are far more needs than available funding can accommodate. The RTP seeks to guide how these limited dollars should be spent. The process will look something like this. From now through the summer, we will be seeking public input to help guide the update. By mid-spring, we will have an idea of the local and regional needs and how important they'll be in meeting the overall transportation goals of the region. A draft of the updated Regional Transportation Plan and Active Transportation Plan, as well as the environmental review documents for each, should be posted by late summer. There will be a comment period specified for the documents at that time as well. Finally, we expect to present a final draft to the Board of the Lake Area Planning Council by the end of the fall. These will be publicly noticed meetings where additional comments can be made by the public along with those of the Area Planning Council Board prior to the plan's adoption. Again, we want to stress that your voice is important to this process. Transportation needs and issues that you bring up will be evaluated as part of the Regional Transportation Plan, and this will ultimately guide what the final plan will look like. Whether it's road safety or sidewalk accessibility or transit system improvements or any barriers that make different forms of transportation more difficult in your local community, we want to know. So please make your voices heard. Here are the best ways to provide input. You could go to the website for the update project, which can be accessed at the web address in red. The site is interactive and will allow you to provide comments on maps in which you can pin written comments at specific locations within your community or the region as a whole. It will also include surveys and budget exercises where you could give us your feedback on where your concerns lie or which projects you believe warrant the most funding. Or feel free to email or write letters to staff, myself, John Spica, Senior Transportation Planner, at the email address in red, or else at the physical mailing address below that, Lake Area Planning Council, 525 South Main Street, Suite G, Ukiah, California, 95482. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for participating.